Now to our next story. You know, point of sales POS operators across states in the country have increased their service charges to, well, by 100%, even as the Naira scarcity continues to take its toll. All of this is happening despite CBN's claims of 3.4 trillion Naira in circulation. Commercial banks are not helping matters either. Makes you wonder if we are in a vice.
Well, this really, in my estimation, shouldn't have been unexpected.
You saw it coming?
Yeah, I saw it coming. And if we...
Maybe the CBN didn't see it coming.
It's possible. Because, you know, like I've always maintained it, those who rule us, they are a bit far from the realities on ground. Most of them. Because they don't transact at our own level. They don't. If they want cash, they get it.
So they couldn't be bothered?
It's not such a problem to them. So they believe that the way they operate is also the way it is in town. If you don't come into town, you know, they should drive to the markets. They should drive into banks without the paraphernalia of office, without the escorts, these guys. Put on a face cap, put on, you know, just you alone, and go and see what is happening.
On covert operations?
This week, sir, I've been to different branches of banks. In some, when they are counting the notes, you have to move back because it's dirty, so worn out. And then you hear it, we can only give 5,000 Naira. What is the value of 5,000 Naira when you go to the market? In this season when the woman who is selling turkey wants cash in order to be able to replace her goods easily. We are getting to the point we were at the time the Naira redesign was done, where you go to the market, they will tell you if you are holding cash, this one is 200 Naira. If you want to do transfer, the same quantity is 250. If you want to do POS, it is 300. So it's just the reality on ground because people are scared.
How then do you reconcile what I said a while back?
Yeah.
The CBN says at least 3.4 trillion.
Yes, that is the reality on ground. But people are scared. They are holding on to the money.
They are hoarding.
Yes, hoarding in a way because they don't know what next. So everybody is holding on. If I get this, let me just hold on to it. And that is what is happening. So you go to the bank tells you, look, money has just come in, but it is few. So let's keep ensuring that it goes round.
Yeah.
So you can only get 10,000. ATM, you can't find them.
Some people say they have forgotten how they use the ATM.
Because there is no more money in it.
I'm wondering if Jide still is wondering why the POS operator will have Naira at his disposal and you cannot get from the bank.
The reason is clear, and we've talked about this before.
I think we did yesterday.
Yes, the reason is clear. Nigerians made massive withdrawals ahead of the
Supreme Court
deadline, the deadline of December 31 that the Supreme Court set. The Supreme Court waded in when Emefiele was going to kill the rest of us by extending that deadline to the 31st of December. That was the respite. Led for the man from Delta State, the deadline that is set had to be obeyed. All because they had their gaze fixed on stopping someone from winning an election. You then inflicted pain on the rest of us. We that we are not contesting the election. We had to suffer. So today, having been put through that pain, Nigerians, the moment things normalized, they began to withdraw money and keep. I was warning, sometimes when we talk here, they think we are fools. we don't know what we are doing. Oh, we work for some politicians, this and that, and all of the rubbish that some people say. I said it that the banks, given what people went through early this year, over that badly managed, badly planned Naira redesign.
And executed one, badly executed.
That people will lose faith in the banks. Yeah. What usually happens when people lose faith in the banks? They keep their monies at home. They don't have to use the banks. Now, they came up with the idea that, okay, withdrawal limit, you cannot withdraw more than 50,000, you can 20,000 and all that. That wasn't matters. That decision was made so that the rate at which people were withdrawing money from the banks will stop. But it didn't stop. They felt the banks will now have tons of cash with them once this ceiling was put in place. But it didn't help matters. People had massively withdrawn money and kept.
Yeah.
Because they do not want to open their eyes and let what happened the last time happen. You know? So, what we are facing now is a situation in which the banks have little cash in their vaults. It's not a matter that there is 3.4 trillion in circulation does not mean that about 3 trillion is in the hand of the banks.
No? That's it.
It doesn't mean, because people withdrew money and kept. People are hoarding money. And it's difficult to blame people who lost their loved ones, people who lost their businesses, especially micro and nano businesses. During that time, the Emefiele thought it was making sense. But today, now we are suffering. People have decided to keep their money. Now, the POS operators usually patronize the filling stations. They give them money, collect cash. That is what they use every time you go to them. Like someone now that we used to patronize will give me 50,000. He said, right now, I can't give you 50,000. Because it makes sense to him to give people 2,000, 3,000, and collect money than simply give you a loan, 50,000, and run out of cash.
Yeah, yeah.
You know? So this is, the liquidity problem will be there until such a time when Nigerians can see that, oh, there is no attempt to phase out the old currency, because they felt that by December 31st, this government should have woken up earlier, knowing that that was the plan. Of course, this new CBN governor just came in September. There's a limit to which I can blame him for what has happened, except I'm not reasonable. Government should have moved in earlier to say, look, there's no deadline. In any case, there was no need for that currency redesign, because the currency that we had, the old currency, is 1,000,000 times better than
the quality ones.
Quality-wise, the difference between them is like night and day. And again, they didn't even print enough. So today, you have even more of the old currency in circulation than the so-called new ones.
Yeah.
So
this problem is basically man-made.
The problem was lack of planning. The desire to commit wickedness was the overriding desire. Okay. And at the end of the day, look at what we are facing. Look at what we are facing. You don't have cash. You have to. The difference between this time and that time is that at least if you are ready to pay, you get. Back then, you were ready to pay and you couldn't get Naira notes. At that time, 1,000 Naira would look like 1,000,000 Naira if you need it desperately.
At the state level, in some states, you pay as much as 10,000 to get for 20, 30, 40,000.
You know, in the north, this problem began earlier than the rest of us. Yeah. When they were complaining that Naira scarcity had begun, because it had not reached Lagos. Many people didn't think it was a problem. But they had been facing that problem in Kano and other places long before now, because the people there were already aware of that deadline. And government didn't come out early to reach out to the Supreme Court to extend the deadline indefinitely. You waited until the deadline was very close. So by that time, people had already mopped up cash and kept at home. So this is a problem that we created for ourselves. We don't want too much money in people's hands. We want a sizable portion of our currency, of our money, in the banking vaults. But that's not happening now.
Yeah.
So what Mefele told us that he wanted to achieve, we now have that problem on an even bigger scale than that time.
I wonder if Nigerians are ready to go through another round of
they should bring out the money in their hands. It's as simple as
last
that.
year.
Let people bring out the money that they are keeping. There's no deadline again.
No deadline.
What the Supreme Court gave them is an infinite...
I think by the time the holidays are over, when there is no more need to want to use cash to buy it will get better. But for now,
I'm sure.
I don't think it will, because people are
and they're very
holding on to it.
They're holding on to what they have. You can't blame them.
When you, like you said, when you go to POS operators, they rather give you 3,000 naira and make 100 naira on it.
Yes.
Than give you 5,000 for the same 100 naira.
Okay, I wish we can get more naira in our pockets by discussing this. Crazy.